Hello, I'm Liam O'Connell, and this is my presentation on gentrification in the city of Chicago. What is gentrification? According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, it is the process of repairing and rebuilding homes and businesses in a deteriorating area, such as an urban neighborhood, accompanied by an influx of middle-class or affluent people, and that often results in the displacement of earlier, usually poorer, residents. Areas impacted by gentrification in Chicago. Now, this is not an exhaustive list, but this is more meant to just give examples of gentrification both on the north side, in the case of Logan Square, and the south side, in the case of Bronzeville. In Logan Square, there is the issue currently in which former residents who moved elsewhere to get college education and find well-paying jobs are moving back into the area, and that is leading to a rise in property value and taxes. With them comes larger chain stores in the neighborhood, and which threaten small local businesses. This also comes with the recent decrease in availability of affordable housing. Now for Bronzeville, it is a much more different case. For one, there are more white families moving into the area, which is a predominantly African American community, and along with that, the public schools in the area are closed or are risking closure due to the previous mayor, Rahm Emanuel, favoring charter schools over public schools, with a decision that led families to have to move to be closer to other schools. These closed schools are now being converted into apartments for these families that are moving in. Potential solutions. A set of solutions mentioned in an article on the Kinder Institute cites 3 different cases from different cities. The certification of no harassment pilot program in New York City is one that goes to create laws that prevent landlords from harassing, as the name implies, or harassing tenants or withholding maintenance in order to try and push these tenants out of their residences in order to charge more for people who are coming into the neighborhood. And then there's the Tenant Opportunity to Purchase Act in Washington, D.C., which is giving renters 3 options. One being allowing them to purchase their property. 2, allowing them to give their right to purchase to a third party. And 3, receive cash assistance in exchange for vacating. So if they do want to leave, or if they're being forced to leave, they at the very least need to be compensated for it. Then lastly, in Portland, Oregon, there is the right to return policy, or the North-Northeast preference policy, which is meant to be designed so that people who are displaced are allowed to move into areas that are suitable for them, um, though they must provide the proper documentation for it to prove that they are displaced. Another solution was proposed by the Washington Post, and this is a law that several states and the District of Columbia have, called the Homestead Exemption, which caps property tax for people who have lived in an area for a long time, with this being a program that focuses more on the elderly but is still important to bring up. Lastly, issues that might arise because of if we do try and implement these programs is that how does this address some of the secondary issues that were happening because of gentrification? For Bronzeville, how does this address the issues with CPS? And with Logan Square, how does this address the issues of small local businesses? To that, I would say that the way to, or is that the focus should first be to try and address the problem of gentrification and then tailor the while tailoring ways to alleviate the secondary issues on a case-by-case basis.